What is up everybody, it's your boy Cameron Bash here and welcome back to the Movement channel, where today we're coming at you guys with our first wrestling code video in a hot minute, as the fine folks over at Virtual Basement have gone ahead and released another tech preview for the game, and this one may be the most impressive yet. Before we jump into this though, if you guys haven't had the opportunity to check out their previous tech preview, one that we were pretty blown away by as well, then we'll leave a link to the video of us covering that in the description down below so you can check it out. Jumping into today's tech preview though, this video is titled Episode 4 Freaks, Peaks and Jelly on the Virtual Basement YouTube channel, and notes that the following tech demo will showcase model creation, materials and shaders, motion capture, rigging and skinning, lighting, VFX and voiceover, as well as muscle simulation, fat simulation, Freakzilla arena, complete character pipeline, and accessory physics. While these points are being noted, a somewhat familiar siren can be heard in the background right before getting to the man himself, Big Papa Pump, Scott Steiner. And man oh man, this footage of Scott Steiner is absolutely insane. The detailed texture in his skin, the way his body freely moves into whatever position he wants with ease and no clunkiness, the way the chainmail headpiece moves and flows with Scott's body rather than being a stationary object. It's amazing not only how well they've captured his likeness, but how realistic he looks as well. Some of these stills could easily be mistaken for real life photographs, without a doubt. The only thing I'd say needs touching up on this Steiner model is his arms, as they are looking a little bit skinny and a little bit low, which could be fixed by raising the shoulders some more too. But Virtual Basement have already replied to a few tweets discussing this issue, noting that it's something that they plan on fixing. After Scott Steiner has flexed and rolled on the mat for about half of this video, another wrestler enters the scene, the one and only GrimsToyShow, telling Scott Steiner that he's not ready for this jelly. Grim then runs into a clothesline from Scott Steiner before taking his patented elbow drop from the standing position, which Steiner rolls out of without breaking a sweat to continue doing push-ups. Now I personally believe that what we're seeing here from the Grim model is lesser in quality compared to that of the Scott Steiner model. As already mentioned, Steiner is looking photorealistic already, but that's likely because he's ahead of the curve in terms of his in-game development, as the game is still in alpha as noted at the bottom of the screen. Therefore, it's to be expected that we'll see some models of slightly lower quality at this point in time, so it's completely forgivable. But I do look forward to the moment that we can witness Grim in as good of quality. However, besides from just his model quality, if we check back to the checklist Virtual Basement gave us at the beginning of the video, you can see that fat simulation is one of the things on their list to show off in this video, and if you look closely at Grim when he moves, I'm pretty sure you can see him jiggling a little bit. This is an unreal level of detail, the type of thing that most other games don't even seem to be thinking about, and the type of thing that's going to set the wrestling code apart from all of the other wrestling games available on the market. That is just the models though, because if you look beyond them at the environment that they are standing in, that is looking just as good. This is the first time that we've seen a wrestling ring inside of an actual seating area within the wrestling code, as the previous tech demos have either been in blank rooms or in wildly different environments to that of traditional wrestling shows. I love the amount of detail here, from the Freakzilla mural on the wall, to the Steiner math chalkboard, all the way to the steel chains that have replaced the ring ropes. The wrestling code just keeps doing things that no one else is doing. Now, before we wrap up here today, I just wanted to go ahead and compare this model of Scott Steiner to some other models from other video games, including WWE 2K22, to see how it holds up. First up though, here is Scott Steiner's model from the most recent video game that he was in, WWE 2K14. Personally, I'd probably say that this is the weakest model out of all the ones we're going to look at here today, not because it's bad, but because it's just so boring and plain for a Scott Steiner model. This guy has so many unique and recognizable traits, and the only one that they include here is his goatee. Plus, the textures and details in WWE 2K14 really weren't all there at this point in the game's franchise, so the wrestling code clearly beats this one. Next, we have his model from the TNA Impact game. Now this game and subsequent model actually came out 5 years before the Scott Steiner of WWE 2K14, so tell me, why does this one look so much better than that one? More unique and recognizable features, such as the tights, tattoo and chainmail, more texture within his body and skin, more details within his face and expression, just all round, maybe a good 5 times, 10 times better than WWE 2K14's model. That's pretty crazy to think about, to be honest. And for a game that came out 14 years ago at this point in time, I think it even holds up pretty well to the Scott Steiner of the Wrestling Code. Don't get me wrong, what the Wrestling Code is doing here is fantastic, and you can clearly see how far video games have come just by looking at these two images alone. But as far as the Scott Steiner model that they were most in competition with, it has to be this one from the TNA Impact game, and they've done a fine job of topping it and bringing it to a whole new level. Finally, let's go ahead and compare this model of Scott Steiner to one of the most detailed updated models from WWE 2K22, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Obviously, Steiner isn't in this game, so we can't compare them one to one, but since The Rock is one of the models in 2K22 that looks leaps and bounds better than previous Rock models, I figured it'd be a good one to compare it to. Right off the bat, when looking at these images side by side, you can see that both games are doing a lot of similar things. Incredible amounts of detail in the face and skin on the models, with lighting playing a huge part in making the atmosphere look top notch. Both models have captured the likeness of the actual person to a T, and both models could quite easily be mistaken for a real life image at a glance, or if you weren't told that this is a video game. Something I do want to add as well is that Virtual Basement being able to achieve equal levels of quality to the WWE 2K franchise this early into their development is pretty incredible to see, so hats off to them for that. But in terms of choosing a winner between these two images, I think both games are really on par with each other, and I'd only be able to decide a winner between the two if I was to start nitpicking at both of these images. So I'm not going to do that right now, but I'd love to hear what you guys are feeling. So, who do you think has the better quality model? The Wrestling Code Scott Steiner or WWE 2K22's The Rock? Be sure to leave your thoughts in the comment section down below, and while you're down there, don't forget to drop a like on the video and subscribe for more The Wrestling Code content. Thanks very much for watching this video, guys, and we'll see you soon for another one.